Priceless! Priceless!
Alright, update before I end this video. I just got this wild idea. I'm pretty close to my final re-up for my achievement, whatever that achievement's called. I forget what it's called, but I think I'm gonna make videos, like a live stream sort of thing, of me just playing to get that, and that's gonna be the last Gears of War series thing that I do. So this is the last commentary I'll do. That's gonna be the last series of videos I do. I'll have commentary in those, but it'll be live comms. So actually, hold on, I can check my achievements right now. Oh god, my fucking Xbox is glitchy as fuck, but it's called okay, I'm checking my achievements, checking them, but it's that third re-up. It's the final re-up achievement you get. Yeah, Unstoppable. So achieve level 50 a third time and choose to re-up for another tour. So I'm gonna do that, and I think I'm level 33 or 34 right now. So I'll do like a road to Unstoppable or something like that. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm gonna do. Alright. And that's gonna be the end of my Gears of War on this channel. Alright, so that's gonna be it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have an excellent day. Alright, I said I'd make this video, so I'm gonna do it. Get out of the way. And I think the mere fact that I phrase it like that, you know, get it out of the way, is sort of interesting enough in itself. Basically, this is my final Gears of War video for as long as I can tell. The game, the franchise in itself, I just don't really enjoy it like I used to. I find it, I don't know. I don't really want to play the game a whole lot. I don't want to make videos for it. I don't want to upload videos of it. And you can tell, like just by looking at Judgment, that the series itself has kind of gone downhill. Not just in my eyes, but you know, in the opinions of all the Gears of War fans in general. I think I saw a video like a week or so ago. Gears 3 campaign had more people on it than Gears Judgment multiplayer did. You know, all the modes across the board, which is pretty telling. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about a little bit about what I liked about Gears of War, and then what brought me into it, and then sort of the things that I've kind of noticed over the past couple years. You know, I guess why I think I have stopped enjoying it so much, and hopefully more games in the future won't be this way. But because I've noticed it happened with Halo as well. I'm not really into Halo as much anymore after Halo Reach came out, and then Halo 4 was okay, but it's not great. But anyways, talking about Gears of War, what sort of brought me into the series is this sort of gritty, dark, desperate, hardcore game. Like just the atmosphere of it was just dark and desperate, and you can tell that, I mean, just take the campaign for example. You can tell that the humans are just basically fucked. There's almost nothing they can do to survive, and you can just feel the tension and desperation in the atmosphere of the game. And the game itself was dark and hardcore, and there was just gore all over the place. You can blow people's heads off, and it was just something that wasn't really done a whole lot, you know, if not at all. I mean, not as well as Gears of War did it, and that was interesting, and it kept it up that way through Gears 2. It kind of kept that sort of thing going, but it started, I guess it kind of started going towards the more outdoorsy, sunny, you know, cartoony look that eventually it has become. And I don't know, just over time the whole atmosphere of the game is sort of shifted from this dark and desperate and hardcore game into what it is now, which just, I don't even think I have to even describe what it's become. It's pretty dumb. It's kind of disappointing because, you know, the Gears of War games, the campaigns, they just don't have the same atmosphere that sort of draws you into the moment, and that's one thing. The main thing, though, I'd say is we can talk about multiplayer. We all know that Gears of War 1 and 2 were fairly hard games to to get good at. It took time. It wasn't, you couldn't just pick up the game and immediately you were able to, you know, do well, which has sort of changed. You know, we've all heard these arguments before, but you know, implementing all these ridiculous weapons, all these absurd tactics, and just things that, like, you'd think after a lot of testing and, you know, time brainstorming and, you know, sitting at the table saying, hey, what can we add, what can we take away, think that who the fuck is Jelly Belly inviting me to a party? You'd think that you know, these game developers would know what's gonna work and what's not gonna work, but I don't know. I think it's a combination of just really trying to do something different, and also trying to implement things that have worked in other games, just to make make an extra nickel, and it just doesn't work with this franchise. Things that work for some games won't work for other games. So bringing in the loadout system for Gears Judgment. Loadouts work in other games, but they don't work in Gears because the main aspect of Gears of War is versatility, being able to use different weapons in different situations, which is why having a Gnasher shotgun and a rifle has been a huge staple of the Gears of War franchise, multiplayer-wise, because it allowed players to be versatile and you know, take on people in close quarters combat with the shotguns, or you know, take people out from a distance with a rifle. And you know, just completely taking that away and then adding this insane melee into Gears Judgment was another fucking huge mistake, because you know, how are we supposed to allow, even if they did, okay, let's step back a second, even if they did keep the loadouts, the whole insanely powerful melee doesn't make sense, because I guess they wanted a way for rifle users to be able to combat the shotguns, but then it's really kind of not very balanced, because how are the shotguns supposed to, you know, combat the rifles if the rifles are good from close, medium, and far range, and the shotguns are only good at close range? And that's kind of unfair. There's supposed to be a balance. The shotguns are supposed to win close quarter combat, you know, encounters, while rifles are supposed to have the long range advantage. So this whole insane melee, which drove even more people away from Judgment, that was just a huge mistake, and I think it was all because they wanted to implement this loadout system, and they wanted to make the rifle users have a bit of a chance up close, but which really doesn't even make sense, because you know, because I just explained, close quarters combat is supposed to be for a close quarters weapon, but just the fact that they implemented this whole loadout system into Gears Judgment, that was another huge mistake they made, I think, and that's another reason that I find myself even less interested in the game. And I'm pretty sure they've they're gonna bring it back. They had this playlist and whatnot, but you know, even if they bring it back, it's too late. I mean, you know, the damage is done, basically. Taking out, and another thing, I think the number one thing that's really just bugged me the most about Gears Judgment is that they got so money hungry in this one. They completely fucked us on content, and instead of releasing all the maps they had, all the skins they had, and all the weapons, instead of releasing all of it, they held a bunch of it back. I believe there are 6 maps on the disc already, but they're locked. We can't, like, it's on the disc, it's in the game, but we can't access them until we pay for their DLC. And it's not even DLC, it's like, it's already on the disc. So they're holding back features that are already in the game that should be available to us already, and making us pay for it. And that's just kind of bullshit. I mean, if you think back, the DLC they did for Gears 2, because I have all the DLC for Gears 2, there were 4 map packs, and one of the map packs had 7 maps in it. 7 fucking maps. And then it had like an extra campaign mission and a bunch of like 2 separate ways to beat it, and it's just like, that's just one map pack. And the entire season pass for Gears Judgment, I think it has like 6 maps overall, and that's just like, that's it for like 2 or 3 DLCs you get. I think maybe 2. and you know, that's basically it. Like, they released the game with 4 maps and like 10 characters. I mean, it's just stupid. And here's the reason they took out the Locust, which is another fucking stupid thing, making it COG versus COG. That just doesn't make any sense. They took out the Locust so they could focus more on their what is it? Their armor skins. So they wouldn't have to make a bunch of armor skins for all the different characters. That's why there's no characters in the game. That's why there's no Locust in the game. So that way they can make more money off of armor skins, and they wouldn't have to make a bunch of armor skins for all the characters. So that's just another ridiculous thing. And I understand that the team is small. The team that's working on multiplayer for Gears Judgment is a fairly small, you know, group of people. But you know, it's still kind of bullshit what they've done. They've sort of I don't know why they did it, but it's all about money first for this game, and they've really fucked us on content. There's like no content in the DLCs. They've locked content on the disc at launch, and it's just like I just don't want to be associated with the game with developers that do something like that. And I know Epic. I hate saying that about Epic because Epic's always been really good at trying to right their wrongs, I guess. At some point they've always been good at listening to their players, of the fans, getting feedback, and you know, just trying to adjust their games, trying to fix the mistakes they've made. You know, like nerfing or buffing weapons. You know, changing this and that, and trying to fix glitches and stuff. You're really on point about that, but I don't know. It's like there's still a bunch of shit that they do that I just absolutely cannot stand, and this whole like half of a game that they sold us and then made us pay full price and then made us pay the extra money for the DLC and shit. It's just, I've had enough. They're not very intelligent when it comes to making a matchmaking system. They keep splitting up, you know, player populations to where basically you play either quick match, or you have to play quick match basically, and it's just with a bunch of bots. And then I don't know, the community itself, it's just not that great. So I mean, here I'm bashing the game a lot, but you know, overall Gears of War is a fun game to play when you have, you know, people to play with. Like, it's a solid game. It has solid mechanics. It's just, there's just something about this franchise that over time it has become this sort of annoyance, and I guess disappointment is the best word I can think of. Just all the things that I've noticed over the past couple years, from Gears 3 to Gears Judgment, all the changes they've made, it's just disappointing, I guess. The campaigns have gotten progressively worse. The campaign for Judgment was just, it was too short. They paced it way too fast, and like I had no idea what was going on. Like, oh, I know what's going on, but it's like, really, this is all you're gonna give me? Like the villain, like the main bad guy you're fighting, like you don't give a shit about it. You don't know anything about him. Like it builds absolutely no like the campaign. They focus the campaign on the level designs themselves and not the story, which is all right. Like, I like what they did with the levels themselves, but when you've got no story involved, it's like, well, now what is this? It's just like I'm playing against a bunch of bots in multiplayer. It's just I'm just running around killing things. Like, campaign is also, I'd say a campaign in a game is like 90% story. Well, maybe not 90% story, but it's a huge chunk of it is story, and immersion. You know, trying to keep you involved in what's going on. And I didn't give a shit about anything that was happening in the campaign. Like not a damn thing. It's like I didn't care about any of the characters. I finally started liking Paddock towards the end, but you know, Baird and Cole barely had anything going on between them. They didn't have any jokes going on, or there wasn't much history involved. It's basically just, I don't know, it was like a 5-hour campaign by myself on Heroic, and I ended up beating it, like I said, 5 hours, and then at the end I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's it? The final boss battle was bullshit. The boss, like, the main antagonist himself was just like Karn or something. Like I barely even remember his name. I don't know anything about him. It's just like, oh, he's a bad guy. He's really bad, really, really bad. You really want to kill him. He's just like, he's horrible, and we don't know why. That's basically it. So, I mean, Overrun is a good mode. Like I said, there's still stuff about Gears of War in general that I like, but it just has become just sort of, like I said, a disappointment. So I don't want to ramble on too much. I mean, we've all heard the the reasons, Gears of War, the franchise itself, is sort of not as good as it was. Matchmaking's bad. Loadout system is horrible. Matchmaking, I just said that. Campaign over time has become cartoony and all happy looking, and they lost the gritty, dark feel. The story mode itself, it doesn't really tell much of a story. It's just like this really quick, boring thing you go through. And I mean, multiplayer in general, with the lack of content that they added, with the lack of content that they have in the game, it's like, oh, I'm playing on this map again, or oh well, I'm gonna do this again, and it's just like, fuck, I just can't do it. I mean, like I said, it's fun. It's fun sometimes. When you have people to play with and just fuck around. Like I said, the game, it's it's a solid game. It's not extremely glitchy. The netcode is pretty good from what it used to be. I'd say the netcode in Gears Judgment is just about as spot on as you can expect an Xbox Live multiplayer game to be. There's always going to be stuff like sponging. But overall, the game runs fine. It can be fun, but it's just like, I'm kind of done with it for now. So probably no more Gears of War videos on this channel. If there are, that'll be like random clips and stuff like that, or maybe just a funny little clip, or maybe a really beast gameplay if I happen to be recording. But I haven't even been recording. Like, I have to go on in a little bit and record something for this video. I gotta fucking, I guess, get that done. I'll probably just play, I don't know, a few rounds of quick match, something, and just see what I get. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I've had fun with this game. It's definitely gonna be. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm definitely gonna have fond memories of the Gears of War franchise. And I hope in the future they can start fixing the problems they have, and they can get on the right track. But what I think they need to do is go back to their roots and focus on what drew people into the game in the beginning. Fuck, I have to burp so bad. Oh shit. Okay, and which is the hardcore gameplay, the gritty atmosphere, and the skill-based gunplay. Oh my god, don't even get me started. But anyways, yeah. Go back to the roots of Gears of War, and you'll have your good chunk of fans that'll stick around and enjoy the game for what it was, which was a hardcore, awesome, just in-your-face shooter. So hopefully they'll stop with all this casualization and trying to turn it into Call of Duty, because it's not gonna work. It won't, and it's obvious because they've lost so many players already. So. Yeah, so hopefully the next Gears of War game will be back to the roots, and I'll try to check it out whenever it comes out. So yeah, it's been fun. If you see me on Gears of War, go ahead and invite me. I only play quick match because I don't really give a fuck about ranked. I just want to hop in and get a game and have some actual people to play against. So I don't know. Yeah, if I'm on, I'll probably be playing quick match. You can just hop in the game with me and play whatever. But I don't know when I'll be on, because I'm playing other games right now. Other interesting, good games. So that's gonna be it for this final episode of final video for Gears of War. Yeah, game's a piece of shit, but whatever. Yeah, it's gonna be it. Oh, one more thing. No, you know what? Never mind. I don't even care. I was just gonna say that Gears of War Judgment, there was so much about it that it had so much potential, but it just kind of fell flat on its face. And I'm not even gonna go into it because we all know what like all the stuff that it could have been. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have an excellent day.